So interestingly, I think around the table, I am literally the only person who's faced with load shedding on a daily basis, and I live and see the impact of the energy deficiency. So for me, it's not theory, it is practical. I'm from Nigeria, and my company is driving energy transformation. What we are looking at on the continent of Africa is not even so much about whether we're transiting or either of any of the three things that you've said. It's about creating greater access to energy for all. You talked about the numbers. It would interest you to note that about, I think, 70 or 80% of the numbers that you read are in Africa, which is very disturbing, I believe. Today, we hear the world, they are disturbed by, the whole concern about immigration. The people that are migrating, they're not migrating because they hate their homes. They're not migrating because they want to leave their family. They're not migrating because they want to leave. They're migrating because they feel they have to. So for us, it's a question of increasing the access to power, driving greater inclusion. Affordability is right up there. And I would also tell you that the numbers we run in Nigeria, renewable is not cheaper for us. The only renewable that today is cheaper is the hydro. And that's just because it's been made a long time ago. The investment is already there. We've got the water. But when I look at the statistics of my country, Nigeria, just 12% of the power that goes to the grid comes from hydro. The remaining is from fossil, gas-fired power plants. And when you also look at the need that we have, Africa needs to scale up on its energy supply quickly. And Africa does have tremendous fossil fuel. We have tremendous sunlight, water, and wind. So we are there, able and capable of harnessing the various energy sources. But if we're looking at speed to closing that gap, we need to pay quick attention to how we are bridging the gap between the capacity that is actually installed on the continent versus what is actually being generated. Today in Nigeria, of the 13 gigawatts of available capacity, we are only doing about 51% of it because we do not have enough gas supply despite the reserves underground. We also have a challenge with the grid. The grid today is able to take about 5 to 6 megawatts of power. In a country whereby the total generation, including the independent generators and so, is about 50 gigawatts. The grid is only able to take 5 to 6. You can see the gap. It's huge. And it's something that we all need to be very conscious of and keep in mind in discussions we are having as it relates to the energy conversation. It's really not an either-or. We do need to expand access, look at the various technology, grid and off-grid solutions, mini-grids, to ensure that the continent that has the largest number of young people in the world is included in the conversation, and industrialization is at the core of it.